Triple Crown here, and after the success of the Shipshawana show and moving several of the big cards that you saw me pick up in those videos last week, I decided to press my luck, and part of taking more chances this year is traveling a little bit outside of my normal range and exploring new markets. Today's market is Bowling Green, Ohio, here at the fairgrounds for this card show on a Sunday afternoon. And I gotta say, I had a lot of success at this show. I really loved it and was glad that I decided to make the trek out here, about 2.5 hours away from home on a Sunday morning. Let's jump into it and see what I found. How much is your Rogers auto?
I don't really know where to price it. I was asking 300.
Okay.
It's out of 10. I mean, I got room. I got a little bit of room on it.
Is it the black or something?
Yeah, the black out of 10. 6 to 10. I was just watching your videos the other day.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I was like, anytime I do card stuff, I'll like turn on I'll search like Ohio card videos or something like that, and just kind of throw it and kind of play in the background, watch.
Yeah.
It's a good way to like check out other shows too, like some shows that you go to, and like I would just watch the video of the dude that had all the 18 prism,
yeah,
all the color, dude. I was like, man, that dude's got tons.
I don't think he'll be back for that.
Yeah.
How much is the Bryce Young newly minted?
50.
50. You said 300 on this one.
Yep.
Let me see what else you got down here real quick. First card that I'm going to look at today is that Aaron Rodgers patch auto from Phoenix, number to 10. He is pictured with the Jets there. If you know me, you'll know I'm a Lions fan, as you'll probably guess. I'm not a huge fan of Aaron Rodgers, but he has some cheaper autographs out there this year. Some of his Prism autos go for right around that same $300 price point, which is a lot cheaper. Most of the time I'm used to seeing Rodgers autos around $400 to $500, and they usually come in higher end products such as National Treasures, Impeccable, Encased, and a lot of times they're on card as well. There are some stickers, but I decided that since it's still really early in the show and I have barely made it through the first aisle, in fact I probably haven't even done that at this point, I should look at a few different smaller cards and think about the Rodgers for later on in the show. So this guy has a couple of checkerboards in his showcase that I'm curious on. He has a cool Chad Johnson auto. I want to work something out around those, but I would prefer to get one bigger card right around $100 to $200 to kind of bundle in together. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and try to make a deal here. How about your Herbert black and white checker?
30.
30?
Yeah.
And then the Chad Johnson auto?
25.
And last one, how about the Richardson auto up there?
This stuff from here to here isn't mine.
Okay.
He's asking 125.
Okay. So if I work out a deal of like multiple cards and that's involved, I'm assuming you can't really.
Yeah, I can't. He's here though, so I mean,
okay,
he can.
I
can call him over and he can work with you. But I definitely would work with you on whatever you pick him on.
I got you. I'll do 150 if we did that with 150 for the Richardson, the Johnson, and the Herbert. I don't know if that's something that he'd be interested in. We can make it work out between the two of you. But
yeah, let me call him.
All right. The dealer calls his friend over who has some cards up in his case there, and this always makes me a little bit nervous because now you need two people to kind of approve a deal, because obviously both these guys want to make sure that they're getting what they need to out of these two cards. I don't know how they want to split it between them. Something tells me that the gentleman here is going to want 50 for his Herbert with his Chad Johnson auto since the sticker's 55, and I don't know if the other dealer is going to be so willing to come down to 100 on that Anthony Richardson auto given how hot he is. All I can do is keep my fingers crossed and that whatever they work out between them is good enough to get me my number at 150. Only one way to find out though, and we'll see what happens here.
115 on that. I take 35 on that. Yeah, that works.
Sweet.
What's up, boss?
Smooth sailing, no issues getting that deal done. I appreciate this gentleman working with me, and I also appreciate him watching the videos. I've been getting more and more positive comments at shows from people who see that they watch the videos, and a lot of praise out there. It really does mean a lot. I put a lot of time and effort into not only recording the videos, but also the editing and the voiceovers, and trying to think of the best ways to present my experiences at these shows, and to hear that people are enjoying them. Not only enjoying them, but sometimes even learning from them is one of the highest praises that I can receive. So thank you so much to everyone who does stop by and let me know whether I'm set up or just walking around at these shows. All right, off to a good start. Let's go ahead and keep walking around, see what else we can find.
I was at 7.
Okay.
I know one sold for 6 1/4.
Yep.
I also understand. As soon as the season starts, it probably 7's a solid number. So, if it starts with a 6, I'll be happy.
Okay. What about your the red wave mosaic up there?
So here's the thing with this. If you look close, and I want to point it out, it does have a factory print line, but it's hard to. I mean, it blends in, but I just want to point that out.
I appreciate it.
It is one of 9.
There's only 9 of them though, so that's.
There's only 9 of them.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's a weird card because there's only 9. One sold for $330, and I think one sold for like $180. But with the print line in play, I would definitely be willing to be very kind with that card because I pulled that one too. So.
You must have some good luck then if you keep pulling all these low-numbered hits.
I break.
Okay.
On TikTok, look up Mud City Tuna.
Oh, okay.
So,
one of the nice benefits about kind of going out of market per se is that you don't necessarily have to pay a local tax on some of the fan favorite players that might be in your area. For example, I'm from the Cincinnati area, and a lot of the shows around Cincinnati, you're going to be hard-pressed to find a deal on a Joe Burrow or Jamar Chase card because, well, they've been the most popular players in town for several years, aside from a small stretch last year where Ellie De La Cruz was king on the baseball side of things. But here I see this Joe Burrow downtown, and this is an opportunity to perhaps bring this back to Cincinnati with me. And I also asked about that red wave up there. The print band is something I'll take note of, but it doesn't deter me completely. But mostly I want to take home that Burrow downtown. So my best bet is to try to work out a package deal for that with a couple of other cards in this case that catch my eye.
I know some people they get into breaks hoping to hit a big card and flip it. So I try to be on that end. What's going on?
Yeah, I understand that. How about your Chase the Mighty?
Yeah, he's only like it's a case hit out certified, like $30.
Okay.
Nice card.
And then how about your Laporta? Pink Swirl.
Everything flowed well.
That one's a hard one to find a grade on or find a comp on as well. It's 11 out of 11. I mean, I feel like it's a $150 card-ish area. It's the only, there's another 9, there's no 10s. But obviously there's not everyone's been found. You can't hunt it down.
Right. I've kind of identified the cards that I think I want to work around here. Of course, the Burrow downtown is the centerpiece, but I'm going to show my Lions bias a little bit here by going after that Sam Laporta. It's the pink swirl out of Mosaic, 11 of 11. When there's only 11 copies of a card out there, assigning a value to it is not going to be easy. Low-numbered stuff, it doesn't transact that often, so you're going to have to use your best guess. Now, the Chase the Mighty card, I'm definitely very interested in. A case hit card of Jamar Chase for really the price of a blaster. How could you go wrong there? That's a type of card that I love to buy, whether it be of a player that is of interest to me or a player that is more local interest. So that one probably for sure is coming back with me to Cincinnati. Now the question is, how much can we work down on the Burrow and the Laporta? And am I willing to come up to the number that he's probably going to want on that Burrow?
All right, what are you thinking over here? Bundle me up.
You traded all?
I don't. I'm a Dolphins fan. That's about it.
He loves the Dolphins.
I have one too.
I'll see you.
And I'm not a Tool fan.
You're not, so that's not going to work.
Well, let me
out.
look at it. I mean,
All
but
right.
I'm not a Tool fan because. No. I like Tool. I still love him.
That's fair.
And we're about to lock him up for $50 million. Tool.
I won't show you the Brady then.
Yeah, don't show me the Brady. Well, that's kind of nice though.
Who's that dude?
That's out of honors. Isn't that pretty? That color.
He's dumping to it.
I'm dumping to him.
You are? Why? We're about to sign him.
I don't care.
Hey, he
I'm not
clearly
a two
doesn't
guy. I got the Enfuego down here. I got.
I didn't think that this gentleman would probably go for a trade unless it was for a Dolphins card. So when I asked him, do you trade, that was the one card that he picked out that I had in mind that maybe he might have interest in. We were kind of talking about Tua a little bit off camera there. And when he told me that he wasn't a huge fan of him, but he would like to get a Tua auto, I figured I would at least shoot my shot to see if maybe he would like it. He ends up passing on it. I kind of figured that was the case, but it never hurts to try. But if he's not interested in some of my non-Dolphin stuff, I'm not going to waste his time by showing him that. Just trying to be respectful of his time and not showing things that he won't be interested in, which means that now I'm going to have to try to work this out with cash only. Might make it a little bit harder, but hopefully I can still get that Burrow downtown.
Let's do that and then we'll
Correct.
put the
That's a
symbol.
nice Tua. That is a nice Tua. I just 50. The thought of 50 or 55 million going to him just makes me want to cry.
You're gonna have to do it.
They're gonna have to do it. Like again, who else? Who else is there? I don't know. All right, what were we looking at? Let's see what we can
All
come
right.
up with. Burrow.
I would do 650 for Chase, this Burrow, and the Laporta.
That does not sound encouraging, but hopefully we're not too far off.
I feel like. I mean, just not that long ago, those were selling for 7 alone. Oh, I don't think I can do that.
What do you think?
This I'll throw in.
I had a feeling that wasn't going to be where the holdup would be. It's probably more so on that
Yeah,
Burrow.
like
So.
I feel sort of comfortable at 750. That should tell you where I'm at.
All right. You think I want that Burrow to start like with a high 5, and you want yours to start with like a low 6? So that's probably where the difference is.
I'd be a 600 there.
I
I mean, well,
was trying to get a couple of things so that it didn't it ease the blow if you to try to get that off for me.
7.25. I mean, if there was something in my drink, maybe 703.
What about just Laporta and the Chase then?
650 was going to be my max on the bundle, which means as much as it might hurt, I'm going to have to walk away from the Burrow, but that doesn't mean I have to leave empty-handed. Now I got to try to work something out on just the Laporta and the Chase.
Yeah, like with those two, the Chase doesn't matter. Those two, the Chase matters a little. 115.
I do 100 on the pair.
105. God, that just hurts.
I won't hurt you anymore. I'll toss the extra 5. 105, you got to deal. I appreciate it.
Sounds good.
I had a feeling he was coming back at 105 or 110, and thankfully for me it was the lower of those two numbers. While I would have liked to have picked up that Burrow downtown, I'm glad that I still got the two cards that I did, the Laporta Pink Swirl and the Chase Case Hit the Mighty. Probably in hindsight, what I should have done is tried to work out something with that Burrow Red Wave that you see up there. His price, I assume, would have been really fair on it given what he said about that print band. And if I had included that in, maybe that would have been enough to force a deal on the Burrow downtown. But, oh well, I still got two cool cards and plenty more show to explore.
Walk into. Let me step out of that.
I know it's not Stroud.
Can I take a look at the Miggy Black? If you don't
I'm
mind?
sorry?
Can I see the Miggy Black?
Sure,
photo?
sure, yeah. Number to 73. I don't know why they decided to do these all to 70. Like this one's to 76 because it's the Independence.
Right.
But why all the black border ones went to 73, I'm not really sure.
So it's the number of years since the first top choice.
That makes
1951.
sense. Okay.
So each year they add one. So
That makes sense.
although some years they don't, and then they pick it up and add 2 the next
Like I
year.
know they do
like-
the year on the gold cards,
Right.
you know, whatever, out of 2024 or whatever. I know they've been doing that for a while. What do I have on that?
50,
I do 40 on that.
40.
Alright, sorry for not getting that in camera right away. I realized it there and moved the card down. But Do not adjust your television sets. Yes, I am looking at a Miguel Cabrera card. This one is actually for my good friend Eric Those Back Pages. I was texting him, asking him, hey, are you interested in this? Because he told me to keep an eye out for one of these black flagship Miguel Cabrera cards. I asked him what he wanted to pay for it. He gave me a number, and we're pretty much there. I'm going to see if I can get it just a little bit cheaper for him and pass this along to him.
It's 35 enough to get it done.
My luck's not good. If I pull
Yeah, I would do 35.
All right.
Driving, I got it great.
That's that, and this card is now going into Eric's stack for grading at the 2024 National, probably with CGC, if I'm not mistaken. So there you go, Eric. Hopefully you enjoy it, man. This will be the last deal that I show you in this particular video. Number one, for the sake of time, and number two, because a lot of what I do after this is some lower end stuff or some value box digging. So for the sake of time, maybe save that for a different day. But I have to say, this show was fantastic. All the footage that you have seen to this point has only covered the first 25% of the show floor. This was several hours in at this point, and I hadn't even made it halfway through the show. It's not like this is a massive show. I mean, what, maybe 80 to 100 tables, but there was just so many good quality dealers with good quality cards and a lot of fair prices. And on top of that, a lot of fresh faces. I would say there were maybe 3 or 4 dealers that I had recognized from shows that are more local to me. And that's part of the fun of kind of expanding outwards, is that you're going to see cards that you haven't seen before. You're going to meet people that you haven't met before. You can kind of expand your network and hopefully run into some new things, because I can tell you locally, one of the things that I try to do my best when I'm setting up at shows is to have new stuff. There's a lot of people who come to the shows. Some are very dedicated and come every weekend, but only if they're coming once a month. That still means that I want to have new stuff for them to see that they didn't see last month, because otherwise things might get a little stale, and that's not good for the show. It's not really good for anybody. So here, working on a deal for some football. He's got a few nice case hits there. He's got a cheap Jamar Chase slab that I'm going to grab regardless. But I also see a couple of Mahomes rated rookies there that I'm going to attempt to go after, and you'll see what I get done here in just a moment.
Actually, we can do that for those, because those are actually those 2 cards.
Okay.
But I need cash for those 2 cards.
Okay. I did 300 on the pair for those 2. Would that work? I can give you the
Well, like I
50
said, these 2 are his, these 2 are mine. So,
Okay, so
I
you wouldn't be able to bundle those together, right? Like
I could do 250 there, and then whatever he would want to do there.
I would do 50 on that
it's probably
Chase.
retail,
That's fine.
50?
I'll
Okay,
pay you
yeah,
for
we'll
that,
do
and
50
then,
for that one. That's a beautiful card for $50.
Yeah, hell yeah, that's a burrow.
you can't find those centered.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's pretty good too. I looked at it, I was like, did PSA just give it a 10, or were they really centered?
Right.
It looks good. It's beautiful. I kept it funny.
And then you said that one is his, the Mahomes.
Yeah, he's got PayPal and stuff over there.
Okay,
So
I'll
that's
pass on the Levis, but I'm interested in that for sure.
All right.
Do 250 on that Mahomes. Friends, family, of course. All right, sweet.
That is that. I get the Mahomes blue press proof for $250, and then the Chase pink for $50. So technically a bundle deal of $300 on the pair. But after that, like I said, a lot of value box digging. And one of the last things I did before I went home was go over to the show promoter. He was dressed up in a dress shirt and dress pants as well. Absolutely phenomenal promoter. Just from what I could see, he was walking around talking with all the dealers. He had door prizes. He had concession stands. This was a really well-run show, and I told him that I came all the way up from Cincinnati, and I was definitely not disappointed with what I walked away with and my experience overall at the show. And I like to tell promoters that and to give them positive feedback, because there is a lot of work that goes into it. I have very briefly looked at possibly doing a show of my own, but it's just not for me. There's so much that goes into it. I'd rather just know my role and stay in my lane as a patron of the shows or a vendor of certain shows as well. But he did an incredible job. I would highly recommend this show if you're looking for one in the northern Ohio area. But that's it for me today. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, stay safe, be kind.